Hello and welcome to Master It Monday. I am your host, Maggie Carey. Today, we're going to talk about creating specific hashtags just for your business. Having a hashtag is extremely important, and you want to have something on your social media that represents just your business. Now, we also have talked about how you can create social media hashtags that are not just for your business, but things that you're using to get on trend with other things going on. But today we're going to zone in just on your business and how you can use hashtags to increase your engagement, to get people to follow you, to have people enjoy what you post by following your specific hashtag for your business. You want to mix it up. Sometimes you want to have things that are very trending and have hundreds and thousands of followers. Sometimes you want to have things that are specific just for your business. That's what we're going to focus in on today. So we have a few tips for you to follow. Now, what is a hashtag if you're not sure? Well, a hashtag is something that is used in social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn. You use the number sign, a hashtag symbol, followed by a series of letters and numbers, sometimes even emojis. Remember, never start with a number, but you could have something like hashtag Master It Media. That is our hashtag that we use for our business. It's something that you can use, but keep in mind, you could be like Nike, who uses hashtag Just Do It. That's their tagline. So here are a few tips we're going to talk about. Now, why should you create a hashtag for your business? Well, there are a number of reasons, and we covered a few of them, but I want to make sure that you're aware that when you use a hashtag, you're increasing the likelihood that you will get discovered. And that's what we want to do on our social. We want to keep our people happy that are following us, but we also want to increase our followers, and we want people to find us. Now, we want people to use our hashtag when they share photos and videos. So this way you can find out user-generated content that might be happening for your business. That's a great way to also gain other people to find you, because when they use that hashtag, people can click on your hashtag on their post and go to your page where you have tons of content with the hashtag that you use. So remember, you can create these hashtags. It's not like you have to register a hashtag or anything like that. You just start using it. But we're going to cover some really important tips that you need to be aware of before you start having a great time with your hashtag. Now, when you create your own hashtag, you could do something as simple as just your business name. And that's perfectly fine. But you want to make sure that you research this. You want to make sure that nobody else is using that hashtag just in case, especially if you have a name that's a little generic. Like, for example, if your company name was Mary's Cafe, well, there might be another Mary's Cafe somewhere in the world. So if you use hashtag Mary's Cafe, you might be promoting somebody else's cafe. So you could do something like put a location on it, like hashtag Mary's Cafe NY if you're in New York, or, something fun and cheeky along the lines of eat at Mary's Cafe. So when you're using your business name, it's being used, but it's also going to be amazingly popular for your people, because we're going to get into the next tip, which is make it short and make it memorable. You don't want a very long hashtag like eat at Mary's because it's great, right, guys? It's got to be short, sweet, and to the point, and it's got to be easy for your followers to remember so that they don't have to say, well, what's their hashtag again? I can't remember. And then they forget it. If you make it too complicated, they're just not going to do it. The next is make it consistent with your brand. We talk about branding a lot at Master It Media. When you are branding your content, it's not just the color and things like that. We're talking about, does it fit the avatar that you've created for your business, does it fit the feel and the emotions that you're using to represent your brand online? So make it sure that it's consistent with your brand. I want you to watch for interpretation. This is another one. Watch for double entendres that might not be consistent with your brand. Watch for how words fit together that may be interpreted wrong. And I'm going to give you a perfect example of this. When Margaret Thatcher had passed away, there was a hashtag that said, hashtag now Thatcher's dead. Well, if it wasn't used, you can see here, it wasn't used in capitalization here. You could see it could be that, but it could also be read as now that Cher's dead. Now, Cher, at the recording of this anyway, she's still alive. She was still alive. It created a big, giant nightmare on social media because people saw the hashtag and thought that the actor had passed away. So with that being said, keep in mind that you have to watch for interpretation and how it's being read, because sometimes the capitalization is not being used, so it would lend itself to confusion. And that is not the kind of attention you want to get for your brand. Now, I mentioned your audience, keeping them in mind. This is a great thing. When you keep your audience in mind, what you're doing is you're getting in touch with what they like, what they don't like, what they're talking about on social. You want to follow what your people are saying about you, but you also want to go in and check to see what their interests are, because that might help you in your business connect with them. What are they thinking about when you create a hashtag? You need to make sure that you're keeping them in mind and kind of try to figure out how they would feel about it, because if they're going to post about you, you want it to be on the positive side, right? Now, let's talk about emotion here. Are you touching a heartstring or relating to people based on this hashtag that you're creating? Now, of course, if you have your business name, okay, great. But you're going to have other hashtags that you're going to use that are specific to your brand, that you want to use for your brand, that would touch an emotional string. Like, go back to our Mary's Cafe, right? Maybe it's something like they love bacon, right? So it's bacon at Mary's Cafe or sizzling at Mary's Cafe, right? Something that will trend. Are there real big bacon fans out there and they love their bacon, right? This is a way to capture that emotion, that connection to that thing or that service or that product that they just love because it's at your place, right? Or maybe they just love it generically and you're just helping them love it more in your social. So that's touching the emotion string. Now, the other thing I suggest is run it by your team, trusted colleagues, and across demographics, men, women, ages, religions, you name it, okay? Political affiliations, with the LGBT community, race, color, creed, everything, because you never know how something is going to be interpreted if you're not aware or live in that space. So, goes back to one of our tips earlier with the research usage. Research these tags, the hashtags, to make sure that some part of it is not going to be offensive across your brand, read wrong, all of these things. So having that last step of running it by somebody else is going to be extremely valuable for you before you start going crazy and posting it all over the place. Avoid embarrassment and have somebody check it out, have multiple people check it out. Use your, I'm part of a networking group. I would certainly share this with them and say, hey, what do you think of this new hashtag? And see what they think, right? This is a way you can do this as well. Now, here's a few bonus tips for your hashtag. I want you to make sure that once you create your hashtag, follow it, go on Instagram, put in hashtag Master It Media. Follow me. I'd love for you to follow my hashtag, but you should follow your own hashtag. So once you create your hashtag, follow it. And then what you want to do is encourage other people to follow it as well. Now, how do you do that? Well, here's another bonus tip. Use that hashtag on everything, your promotional materials, your website, your, signage in your store, have it in your, if you're on Zoom, have it in your Zoom link, put it in your chats, whatever you're doing, right? Put it on hats that you make for your company. It doesn't matter. Those hashtags are ways that people will recognize it and go and follow it. And I want you to keep an eye out, because I bet now that I've made you aware of this, watch when you go to places, watching commercials or going into a store or going online. All of a sudden, the hashtags are going to start popping out at you. You don't even realize that other people, other businesses are using them in their promotional materials. Now, the other thing I want to suggest for you is when you're having a special product or service launch or a special event, make sure you create a special hashtag just for that event to draw in the attention for that event. So for example, let's go back to Mary's Cafe, right? Maybe she's having a winter special or a winter wonderland, event. So she could do hashtag, Mary's Cafe winter sale. And now she's going to have hashtags that are just focused on that sale. She's still going to use Mary's Cafe New York or whatever it is, but she's expanding it so that she's zoning in on just this certain event or product launch or service launch in that case. Now, these few tips that I've provided you so that you could get create these hashtags for your business. We provide a lot of value on our YouTube channel, on our Instagram. You'll find that at Master It Media, we're always here to help you make the most out of your social media. We know you're busy in your life and in your business. So when you look at our videos and find them helpful, we would appreciate it if you just give us the thumbs up so other people can get that information as well and find it on our socials and on YouTube and on LinkedIn and on Facebook. We're all over the place. So make sure you follow us and submit any questions you have about how you can use social media in your business. We're here to help you take the commotion out of your promotion. Well, I hope you found this helpful. I look forward to seeing you next Monday at 2:00 when we go live every week, Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern. I hope you found today's tips helpful, and we'll see you next Monday at 2.